11-year-old prank ends in felony charges. So I'm assuming someone gets arrested or something like that.
So there was a text message from someone saying they were behind a car. Their friend was kidnapped from a Chick-fil-A in Palm Coast, and they were on the interstate behind the car.
Everything on your phone is telling me that you made a phone call to 911.
I didn't talk.
What is she on?
On July 26, 2023, dispatchers
Turn it up.
in Volusia County receive urgent 911 text from a driver who claims to be following an armed kidnapper's van on the interstate. When they trace the phone, however, they learn the messages are coming from a residence in Port Orange, turning a plea for help into an unexpected lesson in consequences.
I'm telling you this right now, you're going to take this as a lesson at 11 years old that if you do something stupid in the future, you're going to enjoy those cuffs.
That's
The
facts.
following report is
I'm glad when I was really little, I don't even know how old I was, I called the police. I don't know why. I honest to goodness can't tell you why, but I called the police. They all pulled up. They was deep. It was like 2-3 cop cars. And I'm just in the crib like, dang, like I don't even I know from that time I think that's why in my head I never called 911. Like if I'm ever in a situation where I truly need help, you've never done that? If I'm ever in a situation where I truly need help, I forget 911 is an option. I'm not even lying. I've been in situations where I'm seeing people get shot at, I'm getting people broken into houses, all types of things. And I never once thought to call 911. Because I be forgetting it's an option. Like, I think I scarred myself from ever calling 911 again.
based on official police records, and the footage has mostly never been seen before until now. It's just after 9:45 a.m. when 911 begins receiving texts from someone named Lily Lee Combs. She claims to be following a kidnapper's van on the interstate, and updates are still pouring in. Volusia County deputies, multiple area police departments, and a helicopter join the urgent search. When they fail to locate the van, a deputy tries calling the phone number that's been sending the text messages.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hi. Is this the... What's your name? Can you hear me? Hello?
Oh, this is her prank call?
Yeah, can you hear me? Oh, shut up.
Please leave your message for 3.
No, it's going to voicemail. It says, RP confirming they're in a blue Jeep. Victim is in a white van. They can see they are being restrained through the windows. At the turnaround?
That's not a funny prank, by the way.
Text message comes through, including a detailed description of the suspect, who's described as having brown hair and blue eyes.
How is she behind them? She's seeing this happen and she knows what color eyes he has. That's weird. Brown hair, blue eyes. But she's behind them. Like, if she was like saw the incident or saw witnessed the kidnapping, or like, how would you even be following them and know any of this? Yeah, RP confirming they are in a blue Jeep, victim in a white van.
What kind of a prank is this? I'm thinking it's gonna be like some home skip prank where like a can falls on someone's head and then like they get a concussion and now she's getting charged for battery. I didn't know it was like a fake kidnap. Like that's not considered a prank. Like she has no like what kind of a she's 11 years old, so she has the mental state to know that it's not funny.
You know what I mean? I'm not saying this by any means, but it's just I've had calls like this before.
Their suspicions about the text messages are all but confirmed when a GPS trace on the phone comes back to a residence in Port Orange, indicating the texter is not traveling on the highway as they claim. Deputies quickly head to the residence to investigate.
Hi there, how you doing? Is this your residence, sir?
And she chose the police. She could have called a McDonald's or a Pizza Hut or something. She chose the police.
Or a child at the home named by Lily Lee?
No.
No?
Anybody home?
Yeah, my wife, my kids, we just got home from Pennsylvania. I have an Ava and a Mikey.
Ava and Mikey?
Yep.
One don't find.
Would you like to see them?
The deputies follow him to his house, where he informs his wife what's going on.
He got a big house.
It was a 911 call?
Yeah, so somebody called in, or well, they texted.
Sorry, I'm in my pajamas.
No, it's fine.
You're fine.
Someone texted into 911 that someone was getting kidnapped and they were on the interstate. But then when they went and did like a location on the phone, the address was showing up here.
As their daughter Ava steps into
I would blame parenting, but you can't always do that. Like a lot of people try to get away with it. So the parents should have did this. That's not really always the case. Like some kids just are uncontrollable. Like I've seen children who on both sides, right? Like the children are even more mature than the adult in the situation. And then there's times where the parent does everything right and the kids people forget that children have minds of their own. So no matter what you're taught, you still have free will to still do and think how you want to.
Garage, her phone rings. The deputy answers it, leading to a shocking conclusion.
Hello? Hold on. Who's this?
Volusia County Sheriff's Office.
Alright, cool. This is Deputy Asby, the Sheriff's Office.
Oh, good. You got her.
Yep. Alright.
Oh, okay. Is her dad home?
Yep. I got both her parents here.
Yeah, we're gonna ask the sheriff to go away in a second.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
What happened? I'm so.
Let me see this phone.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
all these other numbers. So there's a phone call out to 911.
There's a phone call out to
Yeah.
Right there.
What time?
That's her
one right
call. That's
here.
her calling it.
There's 911 again right there.
This phone was called
These
in.
numbers calling back in are no caller ID.
You did.
Well, there's 3 different times that 911 was called out from this phone.
9:30 a.m.
Yep.
That was the initial call.
Twice.
I didn't mean to call that because
And then she lying about it?
Reports show that the number belonging to Ava dialed 911 at 9:30. When asked where the emergency is, a female identified as possibly a juvenile responded, "I'm sorry, I dialed the wrong number." The same phone number would later begin texting 911 to report the kidnapping.
You could text 911?
I'm just.
I didn't even know that.
Sorry. When did you got a message about an interstate?
So there was a text message from someone saying they were behind a car
Could I call this
who
back?
was kidnapped.
That's
Their friend was kidnapped from a Chick-fil-A in Palm Coast, and they were on the interstate behind the car.
What time is this?
This
Today?
is like, yeah, this is today. This
Oh,
is
we
actually
got
going on
home at
right now.
2:30 in the morning,
Okay.
so we were here the whole time since 2:30. We were on the interstate coming home
Ava,
from
everything's showing that
Pennsylvania.
Right.
you called
Well,
out.
we showed up here like 2:10, 2:15
Okay.
And we
yeah,
went to
but,
bed.
But these 911 calls
for this
count.
morning. You were calling 911? You were. Don't look surprised. You did. You
Did
did
you?
it on your phone.
Did they say anything to you? No one said anything to you?
Did you say, Ava, you have to explain what happened here. Something's going on. What did you know? What do you know?
Mikey, go inside. Ava, get your shoes on. Come out here.
He said Mikey go in the crib.
You're not in trouble. I just need to know what happened. I need to know and understand because this is like weird.
Because we got to make sure that there's not somebody that's being kidnapped on the interstate. We're trying to find them. And all
Open
this
your
other-
mouth if you said something on the phone.
I didn't say anything.
Everything on your phone is telling me that you made a phone call 911.
But I didn't talk.
While one deputy heads to her cruiser, she greets officers from the Port Orange Police Department who have just arrived at the scene.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Oh, I was just trying to make heads and tails of that damn call. There's
Where's-
so many notes in it, my God.
This is weird though. Like I did call, like I said earlier, I did call the police when I was younger too, but it was never on this. And I was definitely younger than 11. I don't know exactly the age. If I had to guess, I'd probably say I was no older than I had to have been like between 4 to 6. If I really had to guess. But even then, it wasn't even a prank. It's just instinctively. It was like impulsiveness. Like I just did it. Like there was no reason then. I just did it. I ain't gonna lie. I just did it. Like I don't know why I did it. But one thing I didn't do was lie about it. The minute they pulled up, I told the whole script. I've been a snitch from birth.
Yeah, we're trying to figure it out. We're with the parents and the daughter, and I guess the daughter did have. We pulled up the call log, and she did call 911.
So the whole armed kidnapping thing and all that stuff is bogus, or?
There was no text evidence when we looked through it, so I don't know if she deleted it real quick or if it's like through an app. Yeah, it seems it's probably just a swatting thing. She's like 10 years old, so.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
While Ava's parents demand an explanation, deputies prepare to Mirandize the 11-year-old, who has yet to fully grasp the gravity of the
Mirandize, what does that
situation.
mean? They finna detain her?
You lied to the police and mommy and daddy. You just lied to everybody.
You have 3 showers here for stupidity.
Tell them what you just said to us.
Open your mouth. I'm telling you, open your mouth.
She's gonna read you something, and then we're gonna ask you some questions. What's your name? Ava. How old are you, Ava?
All right, Miss Ava,
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be used against
Oh,
you.
Miranda
You have the right
rights.
to
Got
talk
you.
to a lawyer for advice before we ask you any questions, and to have the lawyer present during any questioning. If you cannot afford a lawyer, one will be appointed for you before my questioning, if you wish.
Because you did something stupid.
Right.
Let me explain something here, okay? You can cry about this. What you've done here is a felony.
Dang.
Okay?
Is it for real or is he capping?
Crime, and you probably had 20 law enforcement officers at least, a helicopter, and all running with lights and siren on high speed to try to apprehend or try to stop a serious forcible felony from happening. Do you know what happens if one of those officers crashes and gets killed on the way to responding to something that you did as a joke? So you better take this serious.
Under pressure from both her father and the deputy, Ava offers an excuse for her actions, which doesn't sit well with the deputy.
Ava, you need to tell the exact truth. I don't want a story. I don't care what it is. I want the exact truth.
You can't make this go away by being quiet. The only thing that's going to happen to you is you're going to end up in a pair of handcuffs going to our juvenile facility. I'm not going to mince any words with you. That's a very distinct possibility of what can happen here today. Don't look at your mother. She didn't have any part in this. This was all you.
Yesterday, my brother said something that I know just made me pop in my head, and then I ended up doing it today and doing all this.
Was he part of planning this with you?
No, he just said it, and then
What did he say?
he said, let's 911.
This is your brother?
Dang, she's telling the script on Mikey.
Well, when we're done, will you go wait a minute?
And then I said, no, we can't. And then maybe I have an idea this morning, and then I just
So you're trying to blame this on your brother?
you could ask me.
Was he with you when you made
He's
this call?
7.
Okay, was he with you when you made
So
this
11-year-old took advice from her 7-year-old brother, and now she's trying to throw him under the bus. That's crazy work.
tax? Okay, then you did this. You were on your own for this. And if your brother's 7 years old, you're not going to blame your 7-year-old brother for this. This was all your decision. Okay.
To call 911 to say what? What did he say to call 911?
Just call 911.
So can I ask?
What if he told you to go up on the roof and jump off the roof? That?
Oh my gosh, I hate, bro. Why do parents always use that same analogy? Oh my goodness. Like it's like obviously I'm not gonna do that. Like,
So what's the difference?
Deputies will soon discover the startling truth behind Ava's fabricated story. For now, Ava's mother raises concerns about recent questionable activity on Ava's phone, but it does little to impact the situation.
You know?
So I have something really weird with that phone. When we first got that, there was the phone kept ringing non-stop, ringing in to me, and I was picking it up, and there was like people talking, and like I'm like hello, and like non-stop, like I mean every 4 seconds there was a phone coming in with random numbers, and I didn't know that, and I was saying block contact, like as soon as Patrick got that phone number.
Okay,
And
well,
it's like this.
that has nothing to do with what went on today.
Questions about her intentions lead to a harsh reality check from the deputy, who forces Ava to consider the possible consequences of the false report.
What were you planning on happening out of this? Well, what did you think was going to happen when you said somebody was kidnapped and somebody had a gun? What did you think was going to happen? Well, did you have any thoughts about how much of the law enforcement resources in this area?
he said there's a clear difference. It is, bro.
Okay, probably never thought of that, right? Did you think of the men and women that have families at home that are driving 90 or 100 miles an hour?
No 11-year-old is thinking that. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. No one's thinking the precautions. It's not something you do because you're. Adults be like smart but dumb at the same time. Like, There's really only one way to handle this. You just gotta break down to it why it's bad, and then she'll never do it again though. I promise you that, cause I never did. But she's not thinking about like all the people who could have crashed trying to get to the car. Cause I'm reacting to this video, I didn't even really think about that being a consequence. So like, I guarantee she isn't.
Their lights and siren on, trying to save somebody who's a victim of an armed kidnapping, that they could be involved in a traffic crash and be seriously injured or killed because you wanted to make a joke. Does that seem funny to you? Would that be funny if that happened? Because I can tell you that would be even more serious than what you're looking at right now.
You physically see your father walk up to sheriff, military, everybody, thank you for your service. And then you do like this?
Though it wasn't captured on camera, reports state that Ava admitted to getting the idea to prank 911 from a YouTube challenge, and a deputy attempts to get more details.
Where was this video that you saw? Where was it? On YouTube? Do you remember who the creator was or who the poster was, what it was about? What do you mean by all of this? This as in what? So it was a video about the Palm Coast Chick-fil-A. That's it. That's all the video was about? Gotcha. So, yep. So you saw a video that somebody made about how fun it would be to call 911 or text 911 and say if somebody's got a gun, somebody's trying to get hurt. You thought it'd be fun to recreate that. Is that what you're telling me? Okay.
However, Ava is about to realize an apology won't be enough to escape the consequences. Meanwhile, one deputy reveals that he was able to reach Ava by phone just before their arrival and got a less than friendly response from the young girl.
27 minutes, she lied to the dispatcher or the call taker over text, and then when I caught her up, she told me to F myself and stop responding.
What?
Like, got her caught up. Like, hey, you know what's up? The jig's up.
That's when she started doing more.
She said F you?
Based on Ava's statements, deputies
That's
decide
crazy.
There's enough probable cause to arrest Ava and prepare to take the 11-year-old into custody.
Wait, they're actually going to take her in?
Deep breath.
It was F yourself?
Carefully. Don't make this.
He's gonna come out there. No, she'll be out there.
Nah, that's wild work.
So stop. Listen to me. What's your name?
Dang, they actually arrested her. I thought they was just trying to scare her. You know, like they need a little baiting. I thought they was just trying to scare her. They actually putting her in cuffs.
They're not going to hurt you. Yeah, they're not going to hurt you. Listen carefully what's going to happen here. No one's going to hurt you. You're going to sit in the car for now, okay? If you go somewhere, what it's going to involve is taking pictures, taking fingerprints, and then they're going to call your parents to come and get you. So don't make the situation any worse. They'll be up shortly after that.
Go in the car?
No, you can't go in the car.
She getting her fingerprints and everything registered at 11. I'm still not even in the system. I ain't never done no crime or nothing. I'm gonna get the tissues. My fingerprints ain't in there, no none of that, bro. I got no DNA, like no mugshot, no nothing. I'm Gucci.
I'm telling you this right now. You're gonna take this as a lesson at 11 years old. That if you do something stupid in the future, you're gonna.
Actually, I lied. I did get my fingerprints taken.
Ava is placed into the back of the police car, where her father delivers a few hard truths.
You never got in legal trouble?
Warning you, you're not gonna sit for a couple hours.
Not really, no.
Into a building.
I got my fingerprints taken for a job I used to work in. I used to work in like, what's this called? Like, the legal system. I don't know the exact term for it, but I used to work in the legal system, so I had to get my fingerprints taken. Nah, nnalii's a fed. Nah, bro, nah. But yeah, dude, getting your it feels so weird. But
Fingerprinting you.
nah, I don't got no legal trouble. But
For your stupid. Your life just changed.
you gotta get your fingerprints for your ID.
Your life just changed.
Minutes later, the reality of the situation
Like
continues
driver's
to have an
license?
emotional impact on her parents.
This is the best punishment for her right now. Sucks for us, but this is the best thing for her because she's bouncing on it.
It sucks for us. I work my off with you to keep this kid doing stuff normal like we did as kids, and this is the she does.
According to a statement from the Volusia County Sheriff's Office, 11-year-old Ava was charged with making a false police report concerning the use of a firearm in a violent manner, a felony, and misuse of 911, a misdemeanor. After being processed at the Family Resource Center, she was later transferred to the Volusia Regional Juvenile Detention Center in Daytona Beach, Florida. An
Dang.
experience she is unlikely to forget.
They actually
We
took her
requested
in.
more information about her case from the Volusia County Juvenile Court, and they said nothing is releasable.
They actually took her in. Wow. I didn't think that's crazy. Okay. They wasn't trolling.